Hey, this is Brian Stillman at CES 2020. We are in the Arcade1UP booth. I'm here with John. These are home arcade cabinets, but check it out. So this is the Star Wars cabinet that Atari made back in the day. I grew up playing this. Some of our viewers know I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I know I'm rocking the Star Trek tie today, but I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I did a documentary about Star Wars toys. That's how big a Star Wars fan I am. So this is awesome. All my friends have this. Everyone in the Star Wars community is freaking out over these. But there's a new version, right?
A new version, right? Check this out. So we have a sit-down version, and it's basically having a bench here that you could adjust, right? And now you get to play your favorite game sitting down. It's a great accessory, and it'll be coming out at about $400 to $450 around there, and in a few months.
That's awesome. Like I said, I grew up playing this game. This is like smacking me right in the nostalgics. I'll let you interpret that however you want. So what else do you have for us here at Arcade1UP?
Okay, so we have, we just announced this, we have virtual pinball machines.
Here, hold on. We are making our way through the crowd here, moving to our virtual pinball, cutting through here past Centipede. All right, let's let our cameras catch up.
These are V-pin machines. We have a Star Wars machine here. It's going to be preloaded with 10 Star Wars games. And we have an exclusive relationship with Zen Pinball, who's developing all of these games. They come with real haptic feedback, an accelerometer with real tilt, another secondary screen, and all of this for around $500.
This is really cool. Now it's virtual pinball, so there's no actual physical ball or bumpers or anything like that.
No, it's all digital, but you still have the buttons, and then because there's like haptic feedback, it feels like real pinball.
That's really cool. Yeah. And again, it's a small scale.
Yeah, 3/4 scale. Yep, it's about 3/4 scale, just like our other arcade games.
This is the type of thing that's pretty easy. These 3/4 scale, pretty easy to populate your game room with this stuff without having the giant cabinets and everything else.
Well, exactly. I mean, real pinball is great, but it weighs like almost a ton, and it costs like $5,000, $6,000. You can get this for $500 with a comparable experience, and easy to put multiple in your man cave.
This is super cool, man. What else you got for us?
So, number one, let's go around the corner.
All right, so we're gonna walk along, and all sorts of games. So look, you got these wall-mounted games, which are super cool. What are these?
Space. We call it the Partycade, and it's basically a if you don't have a lot of space in your house, you can just wall mount this, and it has the same arcade ROMs, and this goes for like around $150.
What's the technology behind this? I mean, when I was a kid, you had the giant, TV screens built into the consoles and stuff, but here it's floating up against the wall. This is sort of amazing.
And you're able to do this because instead of having a CRT, which also, we have LCD screens, and then, the computer chips are really small, but we still have real field arcade controls. And so it's basically running, a port and emulation of these games, which is pretty much exactly how you remember it. But that's how you're able to have it so compact and being able to mount on the wall.
Now, is this one Pac-Man and Galaga?
Yeah, it has Pac-Man, Galaga, and Galaxian, all in one.
Very cool. This is man. I don't even have the words. This is so cool. This is, if I could do anything in my house without my wife murdering me, it would probably be filling it with arcade games. All right, so what else?
Okay, so we take feedback from the fans and say, what games do you want next? And categorically, always in the top five.
You get from fans what they're looking for.
NBA Jam, one of the most popular games of the early 90s. We're bringing it back, but there's a twist to this. For the first time ever, you can play NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and NBA Hang Time as an online multiplayer game. What does that mean? Like, okay, so I'm playing, me and you are playing in my house, and just say, hey, Joe, who lives in New York, let's go play. Him and his friend, we're playing against each other online. It's never been done before. And so that's kind of the twist here. We're taking the retro games and putting a modern twist to it.
That's awesome. So it's playing against your buddy, wherever he is in the country. If he's got this, if you've got this, you're good to go.
Exactly, and it's coming out around Father's Day, and even our boy Clyde Drexler here is to help promoting it. See?
That's pretty. How much does something like this cost?
I would say about $350 to $400, depending on the retailer. Yeah.
And both people have to have a unit, though. There's no virtual way.
Yeah. So if you have a unit and then someone else has a unit across the country, yeah, you can play against each other. It's real easy.
Can you find people who already have it? You know, like even if they're not your friends already.
Yeah, totally. You'll have a lobby. You'll see like available games, and you can have your friends lists and all that. So like you just find you input your initials. And it also tracks your stats, right? Your wins, losses, and even goes further than that. Like, how many times you dunk and how many times you do three-pointers. Like, all those stats is tracked.
So what's your favorite game?
My favorite game all time? Yeah, I mean, it's NBA Jam. and Street Fighter and everything new that we're doing. So, I have to be a little agnostic.
What'd you grow up playing?
So I grew up playing Missile Command.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I grew up playing Missile Command, Asteroid. So I'm kind of aging myself, so you kind of know.
Super old school.
Super old school. And then when I was in college, Street Fighter was big for me.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. This is really cool. All sorts of new gaming options coming out from Arcade1UP. I'm still always going to be partial to the Star Wars. That's it
too.
for me. But I love the fact that you can do NBA Jam. You can play with your friends. You can play with anyone in the country. It keeps your stats. You can see how other people are doing.
Yep.
Compare yourself to them. Really makes it a competitive experience, which is a lot more fun. It's a lot more. It's a great way to play games. Thank you so much, Sean. We'll keep bringing you stuff from CES 2020. This is Brian Stillman with BeTerrific, Las Vegas, Nevada, Las Vegas Convention Center. Stick around.